If you love all things lemon, this delicious dessert is definitely for you. Today we're making a lemon meringue pie. We start off with the crust, but instead of making a traditional pastry one, I'm going to use cookies here, which will make the process simpler and much faster. You can use graham crackers or any dry, crumbly cookie you like. The main thing is to crush them into fine, even crumbs. Something like this. Now I'm adding 1 tablespoon of sugar and a pinch of salt. The sugar helps the crumbs bake into a sturdier crust, and the salt keeps everything balanced. Next, I add in about 6 tablespoons of melted butter. It needs to be melted, but you don't want it to be too hot. Once it's mixed in, the crumbs should kind of look like wet sand and hold together when you press them. When done, we can start forming the crust. Pour the mixture into a pie dish, about 9 to 10 inches wide, or about 23 to 25 centimeters. It doesn't have to be exact. This recipe is pretty forgiving. Start by forming the sides first, then press the crumbs across the bottom. This makes it easier to get an even thickness and a crust that holds its shape. Use a glass or a flat-bottom measuring cup to press the bottom firmly. Pack it down, but don't go overboard. You don't want it being rock solid. Before baking, I recommend popping the crust in the freezer for 10 minutes. Then, bake it in a preheated oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. The crust should become darker, lightly golden, while smelling nicely toasted. Feel free to leave the crust in the dish to cool slightly while we make the filling. Start off by separating 4 eggs into yolks and whites. The bowl for the egg whites needs to be completely clean and dry. Not even a little bit of yolk should get into the whites. Lightly whisk the egg yolks until they are smooth, and set them aside. Now take a saucepan and add 1 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of flour, and a pinch of salt to balance the flavor. Whisk the dry ingredients together so everything is well combined. Then add 1½ cups of water. Both cool or room temperature work just fine. Continue mixing until the dry ingredients are fully dissolved and smooth. You don't want any dry pockets or lumps before our mix goes onto the stove. Place the saucepan over medium heat and whisk constantly. This is the part where you don't want to walk away. After a few minutes, the mixture will start to thicken. It will go from a cloudy appearance to a more clear and glossy one, and you'll feel it getting heavier as you whisk. Once it starts to bubble, keep cooking for about 1 more minute, whisking the whole time. Now, slowly pour some of the hot mixture into our separated egg yolks while whisking constantly. This gently warms the yolks so they can blend smoothly into the filling instead of turning into scrambled eggs. Pour the yolk mixture back into the saucepan and continue cooking over medium heat. Keep whisking until the filling comes to a full boil again. This second round of cooking is what helps the filling hold its shape when you slice it later. Boil for about 1 minute until the filling is very thick. Remove the pan from the heat, then add a block of butter and ½ cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. The fresh part really matters here. It gives the filling a brighter and cleaner flavor than bottled juice. At the end, add 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. Use only the yellow part of the lemon. Try not to grate into the white pith underneath. That part can be pretty bitter. Cover the saucepan and set lemon filling aside for now. Coming back to the egg whites. Using a mixer, start beating them on low speed for 1 to 2 minutes until they become foamy. Then increase the speed to medium while slowly adding ½ cup of sugar. We do this so that it has time to dissolve into the egg whites, which gives you a smoother, glossier meringue. As a quick tip, egg whites whip up better at room temperature. Cold whites usually take longer and don't get quite as much volume. Keep beating until you reach stiff peaks. That means the meringue is glossy, holds its shape, and the peaks stand up without drooping. For me, this took around 10 minutes. A properly whipped meringue should hold its shape if you turn the bowl upside down. You can also rub a little meringue between your fingers. If you don't feel sugar grains, it's ready. Once done, we can assemble the pie. Take the lemon filling we made, pour it into the crust, and smooth the top. Now, temperature really matters at this point. The crust should still be warm, but not hot, and the lemon filling should be hot. That helps the filling and meringue settle together properly and reduces the risk of separation later. I'm sprinkling a thin layer of cookie crumbs over the lemon filling. This step is optional for you, but I'd recommend it. Those crumbs act as a very thin layer between the hot filling and the meringue, and they help soak up any extra moisture. Next, add the meringue right on top. Meringue is best to use when it's fresh, so try not to let it sit too long. Start spreading it around the edges first, and make sure it touches the crust all the way around with no gaps. Then go ahead and fill in the center. This helps keep the meringue from shrinking back as it bakes. Using the back of my spoon, I'm trying to make soft peaks and swirls on top. And if you enjoy helpful little baking tips like this, give the video a like and subscribe. Now place the pie on the middle rack of the oven and bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. Let the pie cool at room temperature until it feels warm to the touch. Then pop it in the fridge for at least 3 to 5 hours. This gives the lemon filling time to fully set so the slices hold their shape. Before slicing, I recommend placing the knife blade in hot water for about 30 seconds, and then wipe it completely dry with a towel. A hot, dry knife will make your life easier by giving you much cleaner, neater slices. And here it is, a lemon meringue pie with a buttery crumb crust, a smooth lemon filling, and a fluffy meringue with lightly toasted peaks. It's sweet, tart, creamy, and crisp in all the right places. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the recipe, give the video a like, and I'll see you next time.